I don't care who you are, when you're out of work, it really does stuff to you. I mean, do you remember the first time that you were
Plays with
canceled?
Your mind.
The show you were on was taken off the air?
Yeah, I do, and it's devastating, and you think that it's something you did, you think that it's something wrong with you, and therefore it affects subsequent jobs and job interviews, which is so important. And what I was telling you during the break was, after I got married, I didn't have to work. I just chose to work. I enjoy working a little bit here and there.
But you went on interviews.
And I went on interviews, and when I didn't have that pressure...
Bingo. You got a job.
All the time. I mean, you know, because I was so much
and
more
we were
relaxed.
so happy. We're so happy. But the point is, after you've been out of the workforce for any length of time, it is not only hard to find a new job, it's hard to get yourself up for that new job. And for someone who's just been laid off, or for the homemaker looking to enter the job market, what people need most, it seems, is confidence.
That's right. Well, we got a letter from Dale Denny, who was laid off after 15 years as a plant manager. Well, it obviously created a great deal of stress in his family, and he asked if we could help. Well, we got in touch with a career improvement program. What you are about to see is the incredible change in Dale's interview skills before and after he went through a 3-day training program. Watch this.
Dale, tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm a Texan. My family's from Texas. I have 3 kids. We live in Mansfield. What else you want to know?
Dale, tell me about yourself.
Well, as you see by my resume, I've been involved in plant management, which is the day-to-day operation of production facility.
Tell me about your strengths and weaknesses.
My strengths. I guess my strength is I like production. My weakness, no, I guess it's dealing with people. I don't like dealing with people.
Okay.
My strengths are in production and plant management. I was the manager of a production shop. We had an annual sales of $3 million with an annual budget of $400,000.
What do you want to be doing in 5 years?
In 5 years, gee, no, I'm not sure. That's a long way off. 5 years from now, I would like to have the opportunity to turn around a very unprofitable plant and make it into a highly profitable plant.
That's terrific.
It really is. Please welcome the man responsible for this incredible transformation, career counselor and co-author of this book, How Do I Find the Right Job? There it is. Please welcome David Bowman.
David.
Hi.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
David, all of us, when we saw that, the video, we all thought, well, that's kind of acted, right?
Yeah,
But it wasn't. That was actual tape.
It's for real.
All right, how do you do that? I mean, how do you get someone like Dale to that point? I mean, he's a completely different person.
It's all in the book.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
It's stuff we do in our transition group, counseling center here in Los Angeles and all over the country. It starts with figuring out what it is you do well. Called self-assessment. What are my wows? What do I really get my kicks out of? And one way to start that is to look at perhaps what you do in your off time. Look at what you do on weekends, at night. Maybe you tinker in the yard, gardening. Maybe you do like Kaplan does with a car. Maybe you do who knows what, sports, whatever. Look at that kind of stuff and decide what that is and then go for that. The next thing you have to do...
Now, you're referring to as far as changing a career?
Or really, yes, okay. Basically changing a career, or really refining your career also within maybe a same industry. You can do the same thing.
Okay.
The next thing you have to do is, we call it road mapping. Road map your career. We can go out and get in the car, and we can go to New York. Without a road map, it'll take us 5 years, right? Or with a road map, we can make it in 4 or 5 days. You do that with your career as well. 10 years from now, what do you want to do? What kind of lifestyle do you want? What kind of money do you want? Where do you want to live? What kind of job do you want? What kind of responsibilities do you want? Then you back it up. 8 years, 6 years, 4 years, 2 years. That all builds to that ultimate job, right? That's the road mapping. The next thing you have to do is, what are you going to do with your road map? You got to sell it to somebody, and that's called a resume. And that resume can't talk about duties and responsibilities. Oh, no. Because everybody has duties and responsibilities. You folks are talk show hosts. How many talk show hosts are out there? Hundreds?
Now, many, I hope.
Millions.
Well, but what separates you two from everybody else? It's what you do on the show. It's the ratings increases, right? It's what you do for public relations. It's all those things that you do. That
He's great for the ego,
Yes.
isn't he?
Isn't he? Isn't he? Yeah, right.
Pumping us up. I guess.
Right.
Well, we like to get up early. That's why we have
There
this
you go. There you go. Exactly. Exactly. 4 in the morning, for sure. Well, but a resume's got to sell you. Now,
Yes.
let's look at Dale's resume. This was the before. Look
The
at
before is here
wall-to-wall words.
on your left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the after.
Yeah.
Isn't that more
All right,
attractive?
what does that say to a potential employer?
It says, one, you're organized, and
Yes.
two, if you read it, what it says is all of the accomplishments, not the duties and responsibilities. It's what did you do with the duties that they gave you, okay?
Okay.
So that's that. The next thing you have to do is find the opportunity. Who are you going to send this to? Find the opportunity. The way you do that is you talk to your local librarian. It's so simple.
What do you mean, talk to the librarian?
Go to the librarian in your local town, and you say to the librarian, here's what I do. I want some places to send my resume and to talk to. Is there somebody in this location, in this town, that can use the kind of stuff that I do?
Why would the librarian know?
Let me tell you, the
Librarians
librarian...
know everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That
do.
librarian will take you by the hand and take you to some reference materials that will not only show you the company names that can use your skills, it will also show you the names of the people that probably have the power to hire you.
Great.
All right.
David,
all right,
thank you.
there's
Now, let's meet
some work involved there.
the man responsible, or I should say responsible for that remarkable transformation. That's the person himself. It's
Yeah.
Dale
Yeah.
Denny and his wife, Debbie.
Yeah.
Come on in. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Dale.
Nice to meet you.
Have a seat.
Boy, Dale, we were just blown away. I mean, how excited are you?
Oh, I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go.
Would you expect those words coming out of his mouth from the very
No, I
first
wouldn't.
part of the tape?
And I was so impressed with the transformation there. What's happened to you? I mean, what do you feel inside?
I feel an intense need to go out and find a job. My self-esteem is so high, it's unbelievable.
Do you feel better prepared? I mean, are you more confident when you walk into that office?
No, my confidence is abounding.
Yeah, well, now, he hasn't gone into an office yet, but can you describe in words what it is that you weren't able to see that David was able to see and bring out in you?
I just went into myself. I was just hiding.
Yeah.
You know, it was a tragic shock. I didn't know what to do.
You were laid off last October.
And I just kind of went downhill from there. Then I wrote the letter, and y'all contacted me. Went to David, his staff, and everybody just they abounded.
Yeah, well, we can see the excitement in his voice too.
15 years he worked for a company. They laid him off, not a dime of severance.
Yeah.
You talk about crisis.
And Dale is not alone, and that even makes the situation worse.
Right.
Debbie, how do you on the one hand hold everything together when your husband is going into this tailspin, and what can you do to help him? Because I believe you've been a part of this as well.
I think the main thing is to maintain, to keep as much normalcy in your life as possible, to not let it get you down. And after being with David, Dale is so up, it was all worth it.
Yeah.
You know, sticking by him. And
All right, now you've had, what, about approximately 10 interviews since your layoff, and they haven't gone well, or have you heard from all of them yet?
I've heard from a few.
Okay, now with this kind of exuberance that you've got now, what are you going to do?
I'm going to go out and rehash the ones that called me in and try
Is that
them
right?
again.
Go back and see him again.
Try them again.
All
With a new vibrant.
Resurrect him.
Well, I'm just
fabulous.
the difference is night and day, and we are so glad, David, you brought this to our attention, and thank you for writing the letter, Dale and Debbie.
We hope this helps. I know it will.
And we will
I
be
know it
checking in later on. They will, I should say, and we'll find out how well it went for Debbie and Dale. Thanks, both of you, for being here
Thank
with us.
you, David.
Once again, the book is How Do I Find the Right Job? Just Ask the Experts.